Dear students, in last class I discussed about definition of a function. I introduced terms domain, codomain, range, and I discussed about representation of a function. I given examples which are function and which are not functions. I given graphical representation. I defined basic operations on functions, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and all. Today's class I'll discuss about the number system and basic graphs. So all of you know about natural numbers and all. It's kind of a review. This one is an empty set, a set without elements. If you write finite set, means set with finite number of elements, maybe 3, 4, 5 like that. Infinite set means there are many elements, x1, x2, x3, like this you have. Lot many elements are there in the set, infinite set. And singleton set, a set with only one element, that is singleton set. So generally whenever we are discussing domain of a function, you should know about the number system. So I'll recall all the different number systems what we studied in lower classes. Natural numbers which start with 1, counting numbers, followed by whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. What is the difference? Only 0 is additionally we added in the set. This also some books they denote with Z plus, where Z will be, so in addition to the non-negative, there is a difference between positive and not negative. Not negative means it is negative, not negative. Not negative means maybe more than or equal to 0. So these are non-negative integers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, these are non-negative integers. I am adding negative numbers, negative integers. So integers means positive integers, negative integers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay. Here Z plus, I already discussed, nothing but natural numbers. Z minus, so here -1, -2, -3, these are negative integers. So Z also can be written as Z minus union 0 union Z plus. This is how we define set of integers. Okay. So what is an extended system for integers? So rational numbers. Rational number, how it is defined? It is denoted with a letter Q. Set of all numbers of the form P by Q. P is an integer, Q also an integer, but Q is different from 0. That means here if you write 2 by 1, P is an integer, Q also, this is a, that means it is a natural, it is a whole number, it is integer, it is as well rational number. 3 by 2 rational number. minus 1 by 3. Minus 1, p is an integer. Integer can be a negative. Minus 1 by 3. This is a rational. Here if you observe these two numbers, even 1 by 3, also rational. If you observe this 3 by 2, it is 1.5. Terminating, it is known as terminating number. If you consider this 1 by 3, we will write it as 0.333 so on. It is non-terminating. Recurring, but recurring means this one particular number repeated many times. Right? So, terminating numbers are rational numbers. Non-terminating but recurring, these numbers also rational numbers. But which are not rationals means 0.11, 22, 34, 56. So here it is non-terminating. We are not observing recurring at any stage. Like if you consider this 1122, 1122, after 4 digits, same numbers are repeated. So this is again a rational number. Here, so we are not observing repetition at any stage. That is why this is not a rational. This particular one is not a rational. So rational numbers, we are defining it as either in the form of p by q where both are integers, denominator is different from 0. Other definition is those are terminating numbers or non-terminating and recurring. If a number is of the form neither terminating nor recurring, this is not a rational. Such kind of numbers are known as irrational numbers. Right? So irrational means neither terminating nor recurring. That some books they denoted with irrational I, some books they denoted with Q complement. So here that is root 2 pi minus root 2. This kind of numbers are irrational numbers. So they are neither terminating nor recurring. Such kind of numbers are known as irrational numbers. Next, real numbers. Real numbers means if you consider rationals as well as irrational, if you combine these two, that particular set is nothing but real numbers. So, integer is a real. First set, smallest infinite set here for us, natural numbers. Then whole numbers, 0 is additional. Then integers. Then rationals. Integers are part of rational. So here you have another set, irrationals. This is not anywhere related to rational. If you combine these two, union this, then we call it as real numbers. That is, this is what the relation between rationals, reals, irrationals. So till now what I did is I explained different kinds of sets for you. finite, infinite, singleton sets, and the basic sets like natural numbers, integers, rationals, irrationals, real numbers. Now, let us consider intervals. So here in interval, we have a closed interval denoted like this. Brackets A comma B. What does it mean? X, if I consider it belongs to A comma B, implies X lies between A and B. If I say X belongs to 1, 2, means X lies between 1 and 2. If I write flower bracket, it contains only these two numbers. Whereas it is a closed bracket, it contains infinitely many numbers. So 1, 1.1, 1.11, 1.101, like this. They are all the numbers, including the boundaries 1 and 2. So we call it as a closed interval. What is the difference? It's a flower bracket, means it's a finite set, only you have two elements. Whereas if you consider closed interval, it has infinitely many elements, including boundaries. So next is open interval. Some books, they write like this, A comma B, but many of the books follow this notation, AB. So if I say X belongs to AB, you have to understand that X lies between A and B. So if I say X belongs to 1, 2, what does it mean? X lies between 1 and 2. What is the difference between this and this? Here we can take all the numbers between 1 and 2. Here also we can take all the numbers between 1 and 2, including boundaries. 1, 2 I have to take. Here I should not take boundaries. This is the major difference between closed and open intervals. Till now I discussed two different kinds of intervals. X is this and X belongs to, this is known as closed interval, this is open interval. Here X lies between A and B. Here X lies between A and B, excluding the boundaries. The third kind is semi-closed intervals. That means semi-closed means one side closed, one side is not closed. So there are two different semi-closed intervals. So here right side closed, here left side closed. Whenever closed part is there, that includes the boundary. Meaning of it, X lies between A and B, we can take B. Here we cannot take A. If I take X belongs to AB, here X lies between A and B, we can take A, we cannot take B. Right? This is the meaning of semi-closed interval. Next, what we have is rays. Ray means there are two different rays. So once you start with number, it goes up to infinity, right extreme, or minus infinity to A. Here A is there, it go up to minus infinity. Right? So these two are known as rays. So each and everything, whatever I am discussing while doing conceptual problems, everything matters. If you get good hold on it, you can do perfectly. Now I discussed a function real variable function, real valued function, real function. So generally they use this terminology. Real valued function means f map from A to R. Here A must be either proper subset or A equal to. Real valued function f map from X to Y. Here valued, here input, value of function will be here. Value of a function will be in codomain. That particular Y either subset of R or it may be real number. Real function f map from X to Y. X is a either subset or equal. Y also either subset or equal. So this is what the difference between real variable, real valued and real functions.